Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
So Nitin Sharma has asked, tell us about your early days in cricket and starting also as a hockey player and the role of your father as a coach. So cricket started for me at a really young age. I started going for practice with my elder brothers when I was 4, and that's how I started. I used to play in the gully with the boys, and that time I had boy cuts. So people used to actually stop by, the people passing. They used to actually stop by and they used to wait and they used to ask, "ये लड़का है कि लड़की है?" So that's how I used to play with the boys. I used to enjoy playing. I was the biggest cheater cock at that time, but now I'm a better person. That's how it started. And then at the age of 7 or 8, I started playing hockey. My parents actually thought that I would play hockey for the country and not cricket, because I had reached a higher stage in hockey than cricket. So that's how hockey got to me, and I started doing well in both. Both started clashing, so then I had to make a decision whether it's cricket or hockey. And it was a very tough decision, but then I went ahead with cricket since I had reached a higher level in cricket than hockey at that time. And yes, my father has played a very, very big role in my life today. Whatever I am, it's first because of God and then because of my dad. I mean, without him, I wouldn't have been where I am today. The kind of support, the mentor he has been, and always been persistent. So I mean, I owe everything to him. Adil has asked, would you be crazy for women's IPL? Yes, definitely. And in a few months we'll be in UAE playing the women's IPL. Really looking forward, and finally some cricket for us. So very excited. Can't wait to get back on the field actually. Indian Express has asked me this, so I'll have to answer this. What made Jemmy so popular within just 2 years of her international career? I don't know. Do you have the answer? I don't really have this answer. I mean, for me, at the end, it's not about being popular or being famous. It's just about playing the best cricket I can, and more than that, enjoying my life, enjoying my family, and enjoying the friends that I have got. So, at the end, all this doesn't matter, whether it's fame, whether it's popularity. I just want to be, the best Jemmy I can be, and just enjoy this life that God's given us. Angela has asked me something. I don't know in which language this is. I just know English and Hindi and Konkani to some extent, because I am a Mangalorean. So but I don't know. I can't understand what you written. Manish Singh, I am from India. I love you, dear. Thank you so much. This means a lot, and sending you also loads of love. Share your experience of being behind the doors during the lockdown. Oh, that has been actually kind of something very weird for all of us as cricketers, because we are so used to traveling and so used to playing matches and hardly at home. But in a way, it's actually been a blessing in disguise, because this is the only time I have got, maybe in more than 6 to 7 years, to be with my family, to spend time with them. And this is one of the best experiences I'm having, being at home, just enjoying my time with my family. And this lockdown has taught me so many more things. It's taught me about about life, about perspective, that at the end, yes, it's nice. I'm playing for India, and I'll obviously, every time I go out there, I'll go out there, do my best, and try to score as many runs as possible, take as many wickets or catch as many catches, and give my best there. But at the end, what's going to give me the most amount of joy is just being with my family and with my loved ones. And that's the biggest blessing I think that I have received from God. And this has just helped me get my perspective back, and I'm just so grateful to be here. And I mean, this has actually been after so many years that I've got this time. So it's wonderful. Nitin Sharma again. So he's asking, tell us about your ODI and T20 debut, and how special was it for you and for your family? So I remember, the time where we knew that okay, the next day the India list was supposed to come out, and I remember I was actually sleeping at that time, and my mom and dad were actually praying because they knew, that the list is going to come out, and there was a lot of excitement as well as nervousness. I had a good domestic season too, and this call comes, and when this call comes, I can just see my dad like just being so emotional, and just tears rolling down his eyes. So I knew, okay, yeah, that this means I've got selected. And honestly, I'll tell you, I wasn't that emotional at that time, but looking at my mom and dad crying, all of a sudden I got very emotional, and this flashback started coming in my mind of how I started playing cricket. This tiny little girl holding Dada's hand, Dada holding the kit bag in the other hand, and I'm walking. So all this flashback started coming, and yeah, I mean, it was a crazy moment for all of us. And my dad was there when I made my debut in South Africa for that match, and it was like a dream come true for us. You cannot really express those feelings in words, but I mean, it's crazy because this is something, every single day for so many years I was dreaming about. And finally, when you stand there in the India blues singing the national anthem in another country, I mean, there's no better feeling than representing your country. So yeah, that was how it was for us. Adil is asking, can cricket be a career or just a passion for a common player from a smaller town? I would say, why not both? I mean, cricket is firstly, it's your passion, something you love doing. But when you get the opportunity to do something you love and make it as your career, then why not? I mean, it doesn't matter from which city you come or what's your background. I believe if you have the talent and if you put in the hard work and the effort, then nothing can stop you from becoming a cricketer and representing your country. So yeah, I think it can be both. Why not? Devesh is asking me, ma'am, as aspiring cricketer, how do we prepare ourselves well, knowing that the current competition at level? I think the most important thing is just to work hard. I mean, as a young cricketer, the most important thing is, to do what you got to do every single day without fail. I mean, this is very easy to say, but it actually takes a lot of effort and a lot of hard work. And I believe that if you have the talent and if you put in the right effort and the right amount of effort and given the right amount of time, I think, that's how only you can prepare yourself for any level and any competition. So it's important, that you just work hard and yeah, just give it your best every time you're out there. Give a message, Rahul is asking, give a message to the rural girls, how they will make their career in sport. I think it's again very important how persistent you are. I mean, yes, there are times where it's very difficult as female athletes, and especially if you come from a small town to take up the sport and play. But I believe if you have a dream and you have a passion for that sport, and if you're willing to do whatever it takes, then nothing can stop you. So I would just say, sometimes the circumstances may be in your favor, sometimes it may not be. But I'm just telling you, if you really love the sport and if you really want to pursue it, just go ahead and do whatever it takes. And yeah, I mean, just enjoy. Indian Express again. Mandana said, you are the most chilled out person till the time you come to bat. Yeah, so it's like two different jemmies. So if you see me when I bat and if you see me off the field, I am very different. I don't know, this is just something that is just kind of my personality. If you see me off the field, I'll be like, yeah, super chilled, love having fun, love being, that bubbly kind of a person, even in the dressing room, being that live wire kind of a thing. But when it comes to batting and when I'm in the match, I like to get into a particular zone. So I am more focused at that time and I don't like talking much. I know something very different, but that's just my personality. And I've tried talking, I've tried, having conversations or just chilling a lot while batting, but I think that doesn't suit me personally. So for me, I've found that okay, this zone is where I can perform my best and I can just be my best. So that's why I'm kind of a quiet person when I am batting, and I think that's the only time Smriti has ever seen me so quiet. Madi Hassan has asked, ma'am, greetings, hi. So he's asked, who would you consider as your cricket idol, or are you your own? No, definitely. I love taking inspiration from people, especially people who are legends of the game and who have, given so much to cricket and the kind of people they are. I really admire Rohit Sharma's batting. I mean, I wouldn't say just one person. It's like every person has so something so unique and something that I really love about them. So I think Rohit Sharma, I love his effortless batting. I think Suresh Raina will be my inspiration for the kind of person that he is. He's such a lovely person and such a sweet person to interact and talk to, and always spreading positivity. So Mithudi will be for consistency, and yes, how can I not mention Sachin Sir. Sachin Sir is, I think, inspiration to everybody, whoever's playing cricket. So yeah. Indian Express is asking me again, how did it feel reading in the news 16-year-old Jemimah hammers 200 for Mumbai Under 19? To be very honest with you, I was actually surprised that the media was actually covering our women's game. That too, it was happening, I think, in Aurangabad or Ahmedabad. I'm a bit confused with that, but I still remember because women's cricket at that time wasn't that well known as it is now. Now, like, there's a lot of media attention that we are getting, and it's really nice to see that. But at that time, nobody used to even talk much about women's cricket. Yes, they would, but not as much as now. But it was just after the the 2017 World Cup, where India had done so well to reach the final, and it's just the 9 runs that we couldn't make it. But after that, the kind of attention women's cricket got was crazy, and I was not expecting any media coverage, neither was I expecting anyone to call or interview. But the moment I got my phone after the match, it didn't stop ringing. Like, there was journalists, media people, and literally after a certain point, till the next day, it was ringing. And after a certain point, I had to actually tell them, see, I have a match tomorrow. I'm switching off my phone. I told my manager I'm not going to pick up any call. But it was a very proud feeling, like, not just for me, but just to know that there are people who are supporting us, there are people who are watching us, and there are people who are appreciating us, and it always feels good like that. So yeah, I mean, it was a kind of a surprising feeling, but also a very good feeling. Nitin Sharma, do you see, I think Nitin has become my friend. I mean, he's asking me all the questions over here. But really appreciate this, yeah. Thank you. Do you see a full women's IPL happening in the future? Your views about the T20 challenge in Dubai in November? Definitely in the future, I would say, I am seeing a full-fledged women's IPL happening. It was actually going to happen this year, but it was going to happen with, I think, 4 teams. I think it had come out. I am really not sure about that, but yeah, there were talks about this, and we all were really looking forward. But due to the conditions and the lockdown and everything, so it got a bit. The plans didn't go accordingly to how we wanted, but. Yeah, in the future, definitely. And talking about the IPL in Dubai, I mean, we cannot be more excited than what all of us are now. I've spoken to my teammates also. We are really looking forward to it. And more than anything else, I think after this lockdown, everyone will be just so grateful that they are given this opportunity to play cricket, because it's long time since we've played a proper match. We've practiced properly with the team. So, I mean, really looking forward to it, and I believe that it's going to be a great experience playing in UAE, and I'm so glad that finally we are getting this opportunity to play some cricket. Indian Express, what is the importance of playing other sports given you are a hockey player who took up cricket? No, actually, I am not a hockey player who took up cricket. I started cricket, then I played hockey along with cricket, but then after that I chose cricket. So I would say I didn't start as a hockey player. I was a cricketer right from the age of 4. When I was 8, I started playing hockey. So that's how it started. But you know, the advantages and the importance of playing other sports is that firstly, hockey you need like a lot of fitness, a lot of running. So I would say, you know, hockey has actually helped me with my fitness, with my stamina, with that running, with that endurance, because hockey is a game, you know, you have to constantly keep running. And the other thing is that it's helped me with my wrist work. Hockey is a very wristy game, so that's also helped me in my cricket, you know, just to just use your wrist and place the balls in the gaps. So you know, that has helped me. And also with my footwork, like hockey is pretty similar, I'm not saying exactly similar, but pretty similar to cricket, so it's helped me with my footwork too. So yeah, I mean, hockey has also helped me develop my cricket actually, if you go to see. Amarnath is asking, how do you recover from failure? In the nets, do you feel the pressure? To be very honest with you, yes, after a failure, I do feel the pressure. But it's important for me, you know, and this is something that, you know, I have been getting better at, I would say, because it's all a journey and it's all an experience that, you know, yes, cricket is something that you will have failures, but, you know, a good cricketer or a champion is someone who keeps the failure behind, learns from it, but steps out again with the same confidence that this is a new day. So it is something, you know, that I am learning, and yeah, it's a journey, you know. So yeah, I would say, you know, cricket has taught me a lot even about life. A failure is never the end. There's always something better coming up, but if you just keep moving forward. So that's the same thing in life. You have to just keep moving forward. John C is asking, Konkani yeta go. Maka Konkani yeta pan itle good yahi na. Please excuse my Konkani. What? हाँ सॉरी म्हाका कोंकणी येता पण काले सांगू हाँ तेच बुरे येता इतले बुरे I mean I don't know. Your role of your father in shaping up your career. I mean, as I said at the start of this interview, if it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't be playing for India so soon. It is actually because of his persistence, and you know, in spite of the culture how it was at that time, now people are very much open to allowing girls to play cricket. But you know, at that time in the 2000s, and like it was not means around that 2003 2004, it wasn't something very normal for a girl to play cricket in India. But you know, my dad never ever stopped me from playing cricket because I was a girl. I mean, that was never a hindrance. He supported me as he supported both my brothers to play cricket. So I think yeah, I mean, I owe a lot to him, and he's been my coach. And he's been someone who, you know, even if I give up on myself, he won't give up on me. And that's the best thing I like about my dad. Are you nervous about the biosecurity during the matches? How concerned are you about player safety? I mean, obviously because of the condition and everything that's going around, obviously safety will matter. Safety will be first, and this is something that's going to be very new for us because we're not used to this. But definitely we'll keep in mind the instructions given by, you know, the bodies above us, and obviously they are for our safety. So you know, this will be something new for us, but I believe, you know, we all will with all our heart will follow this, because at the end it's for our own good, it's for our safety. So yeah, I mean, it will be something very different, but definitely looking forward to it. How do you manage all these things? International cricket, stardom, social media presence. I really don't know. I don't, you know, kind of put in a lot of effort to kind of manage all these things. I just try and be myself. International cricket is something, you know, I love doing, and when it comes to cricket, I know that I need to be professional enough when it comes to my exercises, when it comes to my workouts, my trainings, my practice sessions and what I need to do. So I think more than anything else, it's that time where I am going to give my 100% and focus. And on social media and all, I just try to be myself, man. I mean, I just don't want to put something that I'm not. I just like to be real, and this is someone who I am. I'm a fun-loving person, so so yeah. I mean, I just like to be the same way on social media. And stardom, I would say it's something my mom and dad have taught me right from a very young age. They said, no matter how big a person you become, always remember from where you started, and always remember that whatever you are today is first because of God, because of Jesus and what He has done for you, the talents, the gifts He has given you, and second, it's because of the people God has used in your life. So that is what helps me remain humble and just realize that whatever I am today is not just on my own. Your views on captaincy of Harmanpreet Kaur? I think Harmanpreet Kaur is a really good captain. She is someone who, what the thing I liked about her, that when she was made the captain, she didn't try and change her personality or herself. She just led the best way she knew she can lead the team and get the best out of the team. She's very supportive, and she's always someone who wants to win. And I think that's the most important thing of a captain. Yes, she is aggressive, but and that's what suits her to get the best out of her and out of her team. And I'm very glad that she stuck to that and didn't try to change just because she's become a captain. So Deepankar is asking me, how was your time at Yorkshire? Would you say it has helped you grow as a cricketer? How was the experience of the 51 ball 100, the fastest 100 in the tournament in particular? Yes, I think the Kia Super League was one of the best experiences I've had. Not because I've scored a lot of runs, I would say, but because of it was a completely different atmosphere there compared to how I'm normally in the Indian team or with my Mumbai team. I am used to being around people whom I'm comfortable with, people who know me from a long time, and this experience in Yorkshire was something very different because this is the first time I was meeting this team, and I've seen many players but not really interacted with many players. So I would say getting used to that, and the Yorkshire team has been the sweetest to me. They have always made sure that I feel a part of that family and made sure that I feel comfortable. So yeah, and then I had to cook my own food, which I'll never make anyone taste. And yeah, we had to do our own laundry, and it was a very different experience. And then playing cricket in a different country, England was the first time I actually played any match or any net session over there. I did any net session there, so it was a very good experience. The conditions were different compared to India, but honestly I love batting in England. I mean, they have lovely batting tracks. So yes, and that 100 in 51 balls was a special feeling. I remember when the last year Smriti had scored, she became the first Indian to score 100 in the Kia Super League, and after the 100 I spoke to her also, and I remember doing this on social media. I was following the Kia Super League page, and they had put a picture of Smriti who scored 100, and I had taken a screenshot, and I was just looking at that picture and just thinking to myself, I just thought, I didn't even imagine that okay, next year I would play the Kia Super League, but I just looked at the picture and thought, when will my time come when I'll score 100 in T20? And the very next year it so happened that I scored 100 I think I scored 112 not out in 58 balls, chasing 185, and that was a crazy experience. Actually, I was really not thinking about the 100. It was a do or die game for us, and we had to win. So my only target was kind of to accomplish that target that the opposite team had set for us. So I was breaking that into smaller targets and just going there, and then I realized all of a sudden, okay, I've already reached my 90s. So yeah, it was a great experience, and I've learned a lot as a person also over there. So yeah, guys, I think it's been great spending this few minutes with you. I mean, it was lovely with the kind of response that I've been getting, and all of y'all who've tuned in, I just want to tell you from my heart, thank you so much, and it's been a great joy answering your questions. So before I leave, I won't let y'all go like that. I'll play a song for y'all. So hope you guys enjoy the song, and yeah, so here we go. Very famous song, I believe all of y'all will know this. So if you know this song, do join in and you can sing with me, okay? जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया, संभालो मुझको ओ मेरे यारो, संभलना मुश्किल हो गया, मैं लुट गया मान के दिल का कहा, मैं कहीं का ना रहा, क्या कहूँ मैं दिलरुबा, मैं लुट गया मान के दिल का कहा, मैं कहीं का ना रहा, क्या कहूँ मैं दिलरुबा, हुआ ये जादू तेरी आँखों का, मैं तेरा कातिल हो गया। Come on, गुलाबी आँखें, जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया। So hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much everybody for joining in. Stay blessed and have a great time.